G'day everyone. I just built that fuzz face there on the left, the green one, and I just noticed how it brightens up a lot when you put a booster in front of it. I just thought I'd do a few sound tests with a few boosters and buffers, and just see what difference it makes putting increasing the level in front of the fuzz face. If you've got a fuzz face and it sounds a bit dull, you should give it a try, because I've noticed that it really brightens up a lot. And also, if you've got a booster, you can get quite a bit of extra gain out of it, and I'll show you that when I'm messing around with the boosters. So when you're actually just playing the fuzz face on its own, I find that I'm actually hitting the bottom three strings harder to actually get some of those treble frequencies to come through, because it really just doesn't pass those frequencies very well. But then obviously when you turn the Germanium booster on, it almost does the opposite. You got a whole lot of treble with not much bass. I think that's just sort of part and parcel of the Germanium booster. They've been a range master. It has that sort of pinched sound like it's supposed to have, so it's not really its fault. That's how it's designed. But so you've kind of got two opposites there. But now I'm going to replace that Germanium booster with a super hard-on, which is just a pretty sterile sort of booster, to see what we can get with that combination. So that's with the super hard-on in front of it. I think it sounds a bit more balanced than the other two combinations, being the fuzz face on its own or the Germanium booster in front of it. And I've just actually found a bit of a interesting effect this thing has if you pump the front end too high on the fuzz face. I think it's the fuzz face that's cutting out, and not the actual super hard-on. And I'll just show you that now. So I think the best combination was when that was on about midway, but as you can see, when you crank the volume up, it kind of sounds like the transistors when you misbias a germanium transistor. So I'm assuming that increasing the voltage out of the super hard on that high, it starts to misbias the transistor. That's my theory on it anyway. So now I'm just going to see if a buffer would not manipulate the sound too much, but still retain the top end that the Fuzz Face is kind of lacking a bit in. So I'll put my my AMZ buffer in front of it next, and see how that sounds. So it sounds like there's more gain when you actually turn the buffer on, but I don't think that's what we're actually hearing. I think we're just not hearing the top end of the frequency spectrum, which has got a lot of the clipping. And then when you can actually hear that part of the frequency spectrum, it sounds like there's more gain. It's just that you're hearing more of the clipping, I suppose. So that's a pretty good combination if you don't actually want to affect the sound of the Fuzz Face much. If you just want to restore some of those highs. I mean, when I'm playing those trebly notes without the buffer, it feels like they're dead. Like, you know, that you're just not getting anything out of them. So yeah, the buffer gets the buffer gets the thumbs up as well. I just want to try one more thing. This is for my own curiosity's sake. I mean, you hear 1,000 times that the Boss pedals have a buffer in them, even when they're not switched on. You still got a buffer active. Because of their switching arrangement. So I'm going to stick my EQ, Boss EQ in front of the Fuzz Face and see what that does. So the Boss pedal clearly has a buffer in it. As soon as you put it in front of that Fuzz Face, you can hear those highs coming back. But I'm not really a fan of how that buffer actually sounds in comparison to the AMZ buffer, which I thought sounded a bit more sort of natural and just sounded more pleasing to my ears. So thanks for watching, and if you could give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, that would be good. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more guitar pedal related videos, tutorials and demos. Thanks for watching.